that's the best way to do it. Hi, Erin Dwyer.
Oh, hi.
So nice to have you on today. So,
Thank you.
I am very excited, and I know all the people that I know and contacts are excited too to learn about your business. So, could you start today with telling us the name of your business and how you got started and why?
Sure. I'm Erin Dwyer with Senior Care Authority. So we do residential placement and elder care consulting, which means we help families from the very beginning of the aging transition process to the very end. When you have a loved one that is not successful at home, what is that next step? Does that mean bringing in some caregivers? Does that mean moving to a senior community? What kind of things need to be put in place financially, legally, maybe even Medicaid, getting Medicaid application going. We can help with all of that. And how I got started, I am a speech language pathologist by trade and loved doing that. I did that for, 17 years. I was in a special school and I loved what I did. And the pay wasn't all that great, and they were closing schools and they couldn't guarantee me full time. So I decided that I think I'm going to try to just go out on my own and start a business and try something different. And a really good friend of mine, she was going through some things with both of her parents, and I was watching her struggle, and just, you don't know what you don't know. She was dealing with a bunch of different things at once, being the caregiver, being the daughter, having kids at home, all of those things that just make life so complicated. I wanted to be that advocate. So she was pretty much the impetus for me, starting Senior Care Authority here in St. Louis. And I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know from personal experience, because we went through this with my mom a few years ago, there are so many things that you don't know. And I am sure the rules and the world's always changing. So to keep up with all that stuff, there's no way. So having someone like you to be able to just pick up the phone call, I think is an invaluable resource. So thank you for what you do, because it's a lot.
Thank you.
So,
it is. It's many
yeah.
layers.
Oh,
Many
yeah.
layers.
Yeah. And so can you tell me what might make your company unique when you compare yourself to others?
Definitely. What is very different about Senior Care Authority is that, well, first of all, we're a franchise, so we're in almost every state. So if we're moving somebody across country, or if somebody has a loved one in another state, we can help with that. And sometimes we can even meet in the middle, which is great. And so they're a great support system, my other fellow Senior Care Authority franchise owners, a great network. Another thing that's different is that we don't only do the residential placement, we do the elder care consulting, which means we can charge an hourly rate and work with families where they are. So a lot of times they don't know that maybe what they need is senior living. They just have no idea, and they don't know how to get started, and they just need to be handheld. They need maybe somebody to negotiate some family conversations. Maybe they just want peace of mind visits. Maybe they're caregiving from afar, so they don't know how their mom's doing. Maybe they need their mom to go to the doctor, and we can take them and we take notes and we share that with the family. So we sit down with the family and find out what their needs are and look at all the aspects. So that's something that's very different. We can look in skilled nursing, we can look for Medicaid beds. And then also what is different is that we also have Beyond Driving with Dignity, which is a program that is it's a self-assessment program where we help families decide if it's time for their aging loved one to retire from driving. So we look at the cognitive piece, we do a learning conversation, we do road signs, and we look at their driving fitness mentally and physically. So we actually get in the car, and then we sit down with the senior and the family and we discuss our findings, and we find alternate transportation options if retiring from driving is the outcome.
Wow, that's amazing, because that has got to be the hardest thing for a family, thinking about a member that really shouldn't be on the road anymore and how to handle that. And I know, I can tell you this, when we started going through things with my mom, which, we're from Wisconsin, it was like my sister and I sitting there looking at each other in tears, and just there's so much emotion that goes into all of it, and just to have had somebody like you would have been like, oh, such a godsend. So.
And that's why we do what we do. We're not as emotionally involved. We can take a step back and look at the situation objectively and help the family decide. I keep hearing this statistic that families would rather talk about funeral arrangements and funeral plans than driving, than retiring their parent from driving. So that's how difficult that conversation is. Same with talking about possibly moving into senior living. That's a very tough conversation. Families don't want to have it. And often they wait too long, and then we're in crisis mode, and your choices are more limited. Now, we can definitely help in that aspect too, but it's better if you can prepare ahead of time, find out what your parents want, and then get those things in place so they can be successful instead of just operating out of emotion and crisis.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree. So, do you have any, like, I don't know, promotions or things that you run, like special programs that for people, or how does that, is every case unique, or
Pretty much. We look at each family uniquely and see what they need, but we always do a complimentary initial assessment. So we will sit down with the family either in person or via Zoom or however they prefer, and find out what really is involved, and that helps us take them to that next step. Do they need elder care consulting? Do they need residential placement? Is it driving? Is it a combination? So that's something that we do. We do have packages for elder care consulting if we're looking at finding a Medicaid bed, skilled nursing, those kinds of things. So we can talk about those, but it's very unique to each situation. So that's why we like to do the complimentary consultation and go from there.
Yeah, that's excellent. That is a really good message. So if I were in that situation right now and I needed to set up that complimentary session, how would I reach you? What's the best way to reach you?
Best way would be to either call me on my work cell, which is 314-451-2255. You can email me, Erin at seniorcareauthority.com, or we have a website. It's www.seniorcare-stlewis.com. Any of those, I answer my phone all the time, so
Perfect.
I'm on call all the time.
Awesome. That's great. So to wrap things up today, is there anything you want to share with people? Any parting words?
Just that you're not alone, and that we're here for you, even if it's just to listen because you're just frustrated and spent, and you just need a shoulder to cry on. That's what we're here for. We'll do that. We love to be able to just provide options and to support the family. That's the biggest thing. We do not make the decision. It's the family that makes the decision, but we're there to give you all the education, all the data, so that you make the most informed decision for your aging loved one.
That's excellent. Well, it has been a pleasure. I learned things. I took a few notes here. It's like, okay, this is, it helps me be a better referral partner for you as well. So Erin, and I know how passionate you are and wonderful you are to help people. As a matter of fact, something Erin just did recently, especially with the coronavirus going on, she just put out a thing about, like, if you want to work with your grandkids or anybody, to write letters to the seniors. And she did letter drops at the nursing home. And I just think that's near and dear to my heart, because people do not know what that means to get a letter or something when you're in a nursing home or in that type of situation. Mm-hmm. Any type of contact just means the world to them. So thank you for doing that. Really appreciate it. So
you're welcome. Thank you, Sue, for having me. And we're still doing the card drop. So if anyone wants to write notes to the staff, the healthcare workers, to the seniors, we're still doing that. We're dropping off supplies too. We're asking each community what they need, and we're doing sidewalk chalk when we're there. The seniors really love it because right now they're isolated, and they love to get anything.
That's awesome. Yay. Oh, I didn't know you were still doing it, so I'll have to get the kids back on it.
That'd be great. Yep, still doing it.
Sounds good. Well, Erin, it's been great. Yeah, talking with you today, and I will be sure to share this. So you have a wonderful day, and thank you for sharing.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.